Don't even know if I want to record. What's good, YouTube? So for some, why did I turn white? Oh, so for some reason, I actually wanted to record a story time. Oh, like every YouTuber fucking out there. Story time is gonna be the time my fourth grade teacher bullied me, basically. Basically, and my best friend could testify that for you. She has problems. Like, I kid you not, I was bullied by her. But for a background on why I was bullied, because there's a very big reason. I was only, I can't even say black because I'm not black. If you want to know what I am, go to the video before this. But I'm mixed, but I'm the only dark skinned, not dark, I'm the only chocolate girl in the school, basically. And I don't know, she just didn't like me. All my teachers before liked me. Oh, mind you, leaving out a big part, not only am I the only white kid, this was a school in Yonkers, Westchester, to be exact. And if you're from New York or that area, you know that area is full of Italians and Irish and what else? Mostly just that. But yeah, I went to like a white school, private school, Catholic school actually. But I remember this girl, like, so my third grade teacher, so we're gonna go back. My third grade teacher and my fourth grade teacher were like friends, and she would always like come in the class, like the fourth grade teacher. Not gonna say her name because I'm not getting in trouble for this. So she would come in the class all the time and talk to literally all the students but me. And like, I don't know, like obviously like what, I'm like what, 7 or 8, and like, so I'm not paying any mind to it, whatever. So fast forward, I finally get into her class. So when I get into her class, like this is like a year later, whatever, she's nice at first or whatever. She never really pays me any mind. I did realize, I don't know why I was just thinking about this, she would like do her own test because we went to like an old school type of school, you know? So she would make her own test and she would always use like the students' names. She never used my name because I remember I was like reading it, I saw my friend's name, I was like, oh, that's so cool, and then I saw my other friend's name, never my name, but anyways. So this teacher would literally bully me. I have dyslexia, so I took longer to like work on stuff than the other kids, at least at the time. Now I'm like better, but I mean, yeah, better, I don't know, yeah, but I would take longer, and just, I don't understand why it bothered her so much, because I would ask for help too. Mind you, I'm dyslexic. I would ask for help, not like other students. Other students would just deal with it. I would ask her for help, and she would just be like, no. Like, she would legit say no to me, and I'm like, what? So then I actually had to go to an extra class. Like, they would take me out of class. It was like it's not like a therapy thing, but I would have to go to like another classroom to get help, and it was just so annoying. Like, I just don't understand why she didn't help me. But she would just get so frustrated at me, like not taking my time, but like I'm literally trying to work and she's just not helping me. But she would help everyone around me. I remember there was a girl that me and her actually became friends in this class. Hey, Julia. Well, actually no, we became friends in third grade. But anyways, we would like sit close to each other. She would always help Julia, and I was just like, oh, can you help me? And she'd just be like, she'll kind of just look at me and be like, hold on, bitch, I'll be holding and you never came. So I would tell my mom, like, she's not helping me. She yells at me a lot. I remember she used to yell at me, but I don't remember what it was for. Like, it was like little things, like if I got up and like went to go sharpen my pencil, she'd be like, "Why are you up? Da, 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 go sit down." And I'm like, you know, my mama. But I never disrespected her or anything, so I was just like, okay, shook, go back to my seat. But I would tell my mom about her, and my mom, I remember her not believing me. Like, she would just be like, "Oh, well, you shouldn't be getting up. You should be working on your work, whatever, da da da." And I'm just be like, can you just listen? Like, but honestly, like, I just let it go because I was like, maybe my mom is right, maybe it's me, so let me just do what I have to do and then whatever. So then here's when shit hits the fan. One day we were working on an essay in class. If you go to a private school or Catholic school, you know, like, you work faster than other kids. Like, I'm not trying to sound like bougie or whatever, but I'm pretty sure if you were in 4th grade, you weren't working on like 2-3 page essays. Like, you were just working on like a regular book report or regular like 1 or half page essays. Like, we were working on like essays that like middle schoolers or like low-key high schoolers were working on. Because my mom took me out of school eventually and I went to public school and I saw the difference. Like, we were learning division when I learned division back in like 3rd grade. But anyways, and that was in 5th grade. That was learning division. It's weird. But so we're working on an essay and I'm on my like 2nd page. Well, meanwhile the kids are like finishing up, and you know, I'm like trying to like work. Like, I could feel her staring at me because she literally put me in front of her desk at one point, because I remember I used to sit in the back because I was scared of her, and she put me right in front of her desk. So like, I'm working and like I hear her just talking under her breath, and I'm like, huh? And I look up at her because I don't know, because I thought she was trying to talk to me. And then she was trying to talk to me, so I look up at her and she's like, "Hurry up." I'm like, shook. Oh, and I left out one thing. I did, because there was a point where I was coming home every day crying or telling my mom, like, you know, this teacher's like literally bothering me. So I guess my mom, I didn't know this. I guess my mom went to school and told her, like, you know, "I think you're picking on my daughter," or something like that, like a parent teacher thing. So fast forward, that's where I'm writing the essay, and she's like, "Hurry up." And so I'm just working and I'm like, oh shit. So the thing is, I don't work well under pressure. So I'm literally like shaking, like I'm like trying to write my essay. I'm like shaking. I noticed that I was like going slower because like, I don't know, like I was just going slower. I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. So I'm just trying to work on my essay, and I look up at her again because I could feel her looking at me. So I'm like, doing what I do, and I look up at her and she's like, "Oh my God." And she gets up from her desk, and I'm like, at this point, like tears are forming in my eyes. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what did I do? So I'm like, what the fuck? Obviously I didn't say that to her. It was just like in my mind. I was like, what the fuck? She gets up and she gets in my face. She's like, "Hurry up," like yelling at me. And like, when I say she's yelling at me, she is yelling at me, like she is screaming in my face, and I'm crying at this point. I'm like, oh my God, I'm shaking. I have anxiety, so like I was shaking, like crying. Obviously at the time I didn't know I had anxiety, but still. And she's like, "Am I picking on you? Am I picking on you? Are you gonna tell your mom I'm picking on you?" And I was just like, "You're like 40 years old. Leave me alone. I'm like 8. Leave me alone." But I'm like tearing up, and like the kids are just staring, like just like. And mind you, these kids actually like this teacher. Like, when me and my best friend talk about it now, she was like, "Oh, she was a good teacher." This bitch did not help me. She screamed at me most of the time. I guess to you she was a good teacher, but to me she wasn't. So, and it came to the point that like my 3rd grade teacher was just like, "Oh shit," and like me and her, I love her, but my 4th grade teacher was just evil. She was just yelling at me, like, "Am I picking on you? Am I picking on you?" This bitch pushes my desk, so it's just me sitting there, and she's like in front of me, and I hate this so much. And she's just, bashing me, telling me I'm slow, just yelling at me. So after that, I lost it. I was crying uncontrollably. I remember that day, like I was just crying so hard, and I was just like, what did I do? What did I do to the lady? Like, what did I do? I tried to like do the math. I was like, what did I do? My cousins used to go to the school. I don't even think my cousin got to 4th grade before they moved. So I was like, did my cousin like make me look bad? Because you know when you have like an older sibling, you go to the school and they're like, oh, and they think that you're like that sibling. You're like, bitch, now. So I was like thinking like, did my cousin do anything? But so yeah, I go home and I tell my mom what happens, and it's not that she didn't believe me. She's just like, oh, like it's like she needed someone else to tell her. So she actually calls my best friend Tiana. She calls her, or not her, but her mom, and she's like, oh, can I talk to Tiana? Da da da. So she talks to Tiana. Tiana tells her what happens, like that this lady went to my face and started yelling at me, pushed my desk, saying, am I picking on you? Am I picking on you? So my mom's like, oh, okay. Mind you, my mom's Italian and Puerto Rican. She's crazy. But she was like, I guess before she had to flip shit, she had to call my other friend, Julia. Julia told her the same thing, that this teacher was bullying me in front of everyone. Humiliated? She humiliated me. The next day, I wake up, getting ready. Usually I was so used to my dad having my uniform out for me. Like I'll wake up and he'll have it there. So I'm like, okay, change, whatever. I wake up around 9 o'clock. I'm like, wait, what? I don't wake up at this time for school. So my mom comes in. I'm like, what are you doing here? Because usually when I was younger, my mom would either drive us to my grandma's house, and we would walk across, because my grandma lived right across the school. So like she'll drop us off at my grandma's house. We would spend like a couple minutes there, and then we would walk to school, me and my brother. But so sometimes it wasn't even my mom, and at that time my mom wasn't driving us to school. It was my dad driving us to school. So I was so confused when my mom came in my room, and I'm like, what are we doing? And she just pulled out like a regular outfit, and I was like, maybe I'm not going to school today. Like I was like, oh, it's lit, like we gonna have a mommy and me day. Like it's gonna be lit. So I get my clothes on, and we're driving to school, and I asked my mom, I'm like, what are we doing? And she was like, you'll see. And I was like, okay. And so I guess at this time it was like lunchtime, so the kids were like in the cafeteria. So I'm over here, my mom's telling me like, no, she didn't say anything. So we go to the class, and I see my 4th grade teacher, and mind you, like this happened literally the day before. So I'm like, But so we walk in the class. My mom does not say anything to my teacher. She just looks at her. She looks at me. She's like, go get your stuff. And I'm like, huh? Like, huh? Like, I didn't say, huh? I was just like, because I was shook. Because I'm scared of my mom, and I'm scared of that teacher. So I was like, okay, look, my mom scares me more than you, so I'm going to go get my shit. And I see my teacher just look at my mom, and she just walks out and rolls her eyes. So I'm like, okay, so I go get my stuff. And that's the last time I saw that school. My mom took me the fuck out. I remember going to the cafeteria saying bye to my friends, and they're like, where are you going? Are you going to Girl Scouts after? And I was like, I don't know, because I used to be a Girl Scout. So that was the last time I went to private school. But that is all for my story time. I hope you enjoyed. If I should start making new videos, let me know. I don't even know. Like, I feel like no one's gonna comment. I don't even feel like anyone's gonna see this. But if you want me to make new videos, just let me know. I might just make new videos even if you don't let me know, because new things are happening in my life. I might start vlogging too. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know, just stay beautiful, be happy, whatever.